Be better informed. It's Bill Martinez Live, brought to you in part by my friends at Good News Tax Relief. Let them help you get your peace of mind back by dealing with the IRS for you. Proven experience, proven results. Call 800-255-7500.
Live across America, the PM Show with Mike Horn on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Welcome, everybody, to the PM Show Weekend Edition. Boy, do we got an extravaganza for you today. I'm Paul Stern, Michael Horn, on assignment. Michael Horn in Santa Barbara, California, at the World of Peter Dewar. He'll be broadcasting throughout the weekend with Michael Jordan here on CRN Digital Talk Radio, covering this yearly wine event.
The Michael Jordan?
Well, no.
Well, he might be. That's why I asked.
No. Scott St. James here with us here in studio. The one and only Scott St. James. Of course, when you say Michael Jordan, of course, you know, people from all over the world internationally think of the basketball player from the Chicago Bulls. No, we're talking about the master sommelier, Michael Jordan, and he'll be broadcasting with Michael Horn.
Well, that makes him to be impressive, too. So,
it's pretty impressive. Yeah, master sommelier.
Sure, absolutely. You got a title like that, you got to be good.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Tomas on the other side of the glass. Hey, Tomas, how you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Excellent. So we got kind of a full house. Courtney Cadera has produced today's broadcast. She's pulled the stories for us. We got a lot of stuff to get on into. Of course, the Harrison Ford plane crash came down on a golf course of all places. Apparently, that is probably the thing to do because there aren't a lot of areas in a congested city where you might avoid telephone lines and various other trees and obstructions. So a golf course, if you could think about it, might be kind of the reasonable place to look out for.
Well, here's how I look at that. If you're going to crash into something that's rich. I mean, why not?
And he was fortunate enough there was a doctor on the course.
Yeah,
so.
Well, that's just it. I mean, if you're going to crash, okay, all right, well, there's a bunch of rich people around there. There's bound to be a bunch of doctors and everything else, and plus a bunch of people who think I'm big stuff. So, it's you land on something like that. I mean, this is how my mind works.
There you go. No, it sounds reasonable enough. Tomas, you buy that one?
I do, but I didn't believe that Harrison Ford flew for, as a hobby or anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's been a pilot for quite some time.
Well, he did the Star Wars movies. That was all kind of a flight kind of based stuff. So I could imagine that he could have gotten
He's a bona fide good pilot.
Well, we got Bob Conrad here at CRN Digital Talk. He back in his day, I think he was a bona fide pilot in his own right too. I don't know if he ever had a crash landing like this, but
no, he didn't. I hung with our good friend for a good number of years, and as we all know, he's the real deal. He had the bad accent and everything else, but he was. Heck, before he had his bad accident, he was all set he was in a spot to win a gold medal for a senior skiing thing. And so, he's just, those kind of guys, they don't stop. And Conrad finally stopped because of the accident, and maybe this will slow down, Harrison Ford too, because when you're that good, and these things don't happen, you keep doing that stuff because you are that good.
Man, you listen to the folks here across the country, listen to the PM show, you hear Scott St. James, he kind of just name drops. You can just kind of feel Scott St. James has been exposed to people of a certain caliber and a certain quality of life that not everybody has such an opportunity. So
I've been very fortunate.
Yeah, so we might get some stories out of Scott. Scott's a little under the weather today. That voice, that gravelly voice you're hearing, although it does sound real good.
A little bit more than little, my friend, I'll say that.
And Scott is smoking today.
Yeah.
But he's a little under the weather, so we won't impose on him too much. But if we can get a story or two, if we can get a story or two, we'll all be the better for it, that's for sure.
Spring flooring season continues at Lumber Liquidators. Get hardwood flooring looks on sale, like the must-have look of distressed hardwood. Don't pay $4.89 at other stores this week. Save almost 40% on pre-finished Savannah oak hardwood, or get the look of Brazilian cherry for less than half of what you'll pay at other stores this week. Santo Andre laminate is just 99 cents. Plus, deals on 400 styles of hardwood, bamboo, and more from 49 cents. And get 18-month special financing. The look and style of hardwood is on sale now. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Welcome back, everybody, to the PM Show. It's our weekend edition. I'm Paul Stern. We got with us in the studio Scott St. James. And on the other side of the glass, we got Tomas pushing all of the buttons, keeping everything, 4x4. Here on the old PM Show, here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Talking about that whole Harrison Ford situation. That's a tough call there, to be up in an airplane and to have some kind of a difficulty with the equipment or whatnot, and then to have to take the plane down unexpectedly. I mean, I can't imagine the kind of thoughts that would go through somebody's head at a point like that when things are not going right and you're up in the air. And apparently, from the eyewitness reports, he came down pretty quick.
Well, whether it was quick or not quick, it was effective because he came out of the thing alive, and apparently he's not all that banged up. He got banged up some, but you figure that's going to happen. But it could have been a whole lot worse. And if he wasn't good, and he is, he'd probably be dead. So he got himself out of it. That's all.
Harrison Ford, he's been around a while too. He's kind of
72 years old.
Oh no! I mean, he started in acting. He started in Hollywood as a child actor. I think he even did some of the Leave It to Beaver shows. If you really look carefully, there's a character I think named Chester, and that's Harrison Ford.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so he's no Johnny-come-lately to Hollywood, and he's been doing this stuff for a long time, and needless to say, he's been very successful, and he has the funds to kind of go and do whatever problem it is that he wants, and he wanted to go up at some type of a vintage aircraft, and he takes the risk, and he's probably going to go ahead and do it again.
I'm sure he will, especially if he comes out of the hospital and he doesn't have any broken legs or broken anything. He'll probably be back in that thing. Now, if any of those other things did happen, though, he might have second thoughts about flying again.
Well, the one who might have some second thoughts, again, I think we all could,
wife.
I was going to say we all could appreciate this.
Right.
He's got this lovely wife, was Callista Flockhart?
Yeah, she's about to do a new TV series.
And we could only imagine, I mean, obviously this was not something that she joined him, up on this flight, and I don't know how often necessarily that she does go up on.
I'm sure she's been in the plane with him before, but at this particular time, obviously she wasn't, and I know she's glad that she wasn't.
I mean, it's kind of one of those deals where I guess at some point, when whether it's a family member, when you got kind of these kind of feelings involved, at some point somebody does say, do you really want to put your family, the people that you would love, through the potential trauma, through the thought process of having to worry about these kind of things? So you never can tell.
That's right.
You never can tell because, I mean, I'm not going to give Harrison Ford suggestions or advice, but I could only imagine how difficult it would be that if you have a family that is, that is thinking about you, that you wouldn't want them to worry. And that would be a compelling reason to maybe give it up.
Well, of course, and also, there's no way in the world was he hoping that, gosh, today when I'm finished, I hope that I land on a golf course. I mean, that certainly wasn't in the plan.
Talk about making the news too. That was like a big story.
Yeah.
All across the country.
Well, that's because he's a big star.
I don't know. If you Scott St. James, I think if you came down on a golf course, it would make the news too.
Well, but not like this, because he's a major movie star. So that's going to put you on the front page.
Well, there you go. I think you alluded to this. Somebody, I guess it's been said that his expert piloting skills actually perhaps responsible for saving his life.
I happen to agree with that. I think that's what saved his life.
Yeah, so there you go. That's an interesting story, and that's one that, again, will probably be with us for a little bit longer. And until he's up and moving around and maybe makes a comment or a statement to the public, people are going to be talking about it. They'll probably be concerned. I
flew a plane one time, and I had the pilot sitting next to me, and while he went to sleep, and he told me, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And that's the only thing I ever did on a plane. But I cannot imagine what it would be like that all of a sudden now, first of all, the idea of having to land, to me, if you don't know what you're doing, is kind of scary to begin with. But if all of a sudden you're going down and you realize this ain't supposed to be in the game plan here, and I can't imagine what that would be like. Wow. But if you know what you're doing, then you get out of it.
Big story, I guess, in the news. There's a boxing. What is it? Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather.
Big. Yeah, that's. Boy, I tell you, I have no idea what it's going to cost to get a ticket for that game, but that is the biggest boxing match in quite some time.
I understand that the money is the quote unquote smart money. People are putting the dollars down on Mayweather. This guy,
really?
This guy Pacquiao, has he lost a couple of fights as of late? Not the same fighter that maybe he once was.
No, it's Mayweather who's never lost a fight.
So no. So it's Pacquiao has lost a couple of fights.
Yes, he has, and he's going to lose this one too.
Oh, well, there you go. So you're saying the smart money's on Mayweather?
Yeah, I think so.
I think is it Will Smith or some big celebrity put down like $1.5 million on Mayweather?
What?
Well, I guess if you got it and you can throw it away, go ahead. $1.5 million, man. Okay.
I could use a whole lot of $1.5 million to do something more than putting it on a fight.
Well, in his particular case, he's worth about $100 million, so he can do that. And if he loses, so what? But I don't think he's going to lose.
You don't think he's going to lose?
No.
Gambling's a tough thing. I know a lot of our listeners will go to Las Vegas from time to time, and nobody likes to lose money. But it seems that anytime you kind of gamble, it's always a potential to, it's always possible that can happen. I mean,
oh yeah, there are no guarantees in anything when it comes to gambling. But in this particular case, this guy has never lost a fight, and I don't think he's going to lose this one either. But it's going to, the audience for this thing is going to be off the charts, because people are going to watch this.
It seems that the pay-per-view when it comes to boxing is big. That's a big event. It's big money. A lot riding on it.
But they haven't had a big match like this for quite some time, because where all the big money is now are these people who just almost kill each other. What is that? They just bang each other around and kick each other.
And mixed martial arts.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
It kind of makes what we kind of have come to know as like professional boxing. It kind of makes it almost lackluster. I hate to kind of put it in such terms, but there's a lot of stuff happening. Like, I don't even know if it's a ring. It's like an octagon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. But that's those matches have been the ones that have been the big money matches. We don't have any Muhammad Ali's anymore right now, and haven't been for quite some time. Mayweather, he just hasn't had any good competition in quite some time. This guy here that he's up against, he's got a good name and everything else, and people are going to watch it. They're going to watch it.
Whatever happened to that guy? What is it? Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yeah.
Is he still around doing anything?
Well, they all eventually pass away.
No, he didn't pass away, did he?
No, I don't mean pass away as in leaving the sport.
Yeah. Because he go on to he was like the like the Satchel Paige of boxing. I mean, he kind of went on for a long time.
What you have to do in that kind of sport is you have to understand wait a minute. All this stuff in my head that's hurting too much, maybe it's time for me to quit.
Oh, there to go.
Yeah.
There to go.
And Muhammad Ali, unfortunately, did not quit when he should have.
Those last couple of fights that Ali had, I understand that they took a lot out of him.
Yeah.
Larry Holmes, and there was another one, too.
I knew him very well. I haven't seen him in quite some time. He and I used to run around and all this other kind of stuff.
Oh, boy. I don't know if we can talk about that.
Go ahead.
Running around with Ali.
Fun. Fun.
We like fun. We'll be back right after this. More fun to come.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. If you haven't been to Columbo's, you don't know what you're missing. Delicious food. The steaks on this side are fabulous. The seafood so fresh and flavorful. Columbo's family Italian specialties are Southern California legendary, and the meatballs, the best in the West, North, South, and East. Plus service that's friendly but not fawning, and jazz every night, and it's also affordable. That's what makes Columbo's special, and they make special easy, whether for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. That's why when you really want Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's, because it really is that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's, making special easy every day. Columbo's, mangia.
Have you ever considered adding a home security system but thought it would be too expensive? Here's the good news. There's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home, valuables, and your loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Here's even better news. Your new system, worth $850, is free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and purchase monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Get the peace of mind that comes with owning an ADT monitored system, plus a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home. Call now, 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Welcome back, everybody, to the PM Show. I'm Paul Stern. Scott St. James in studio, the one and only Scott St. James, the jammer with the hammer, the man that brought you the St. James Express. You know, all aboard.
Oh,
we know how it goes.
Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end.
And Scott, I'm telling you, if you could hear the stories that are told during the commercial breaks, I hate to kind of say that if we could just run a tape recorder and just replay it when we get back on the air, then it would be just as good as anything we could probably produce on the air, if not better. Scott's telling us these stories about back in St. Louis, and at the time you were in St. Louis, Scott. I mean, you certainly weren't just starting out, but you hadn't hit the big time, so to say.
Well, St. Louis was a top 10 market at the time.
Well okay. Then what am I saying? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sitting there criticizing.
That's all right.
I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying you had bigger things to come, even though St. Louis was big.
But I didn't know that.
Well, you could tell that you had the gravitas to take you to wherever you wanted to go.
At that particular time, I was very, very fortunate to have been in one of America's greatest radio stations of all time, which is KMOX. I had the pleasure of doing the afternoon show with the great Jack Buck.
Oh, boy, I know that name.
Who was a Hall of Fame baseball broadcaster and football broadcaster. And to be sitting in the studio in this major radio station and with him, and then finally he just got too busy, Jack Buck, because he's also a very funny guy, and he would show up at different places and get paid a lot of money to do comedy stuff. And he went to the boss of the station and said, I can't stay here any longer. I'll continue to do the Cardinal games and the rest of this stuff, but I got to do this. So I can't keep doing this radio show. I have no idea what it was that the boss of the station said to Jack, because I wasn't there, but I'm sure that the boss asked Jack, what do you think of the kid? Me being the kid, because he was going to be leaving. And now the boss has got to figure out, what am I going to do with this afternoon show?
And when Jack Buck says he's going, he's going.
Well, I wasn't there. And what I've often said was that whatever it was he said was the difference between me having a career or being at a car wash in some small town in Nowheresville. So whatever it was he said, the show became mine. And at that afternoon show, and then as a result, the Gene Autry people came around and heard me and got me to come here. And you know, you got to have a lot of luck in this business, man. And I ended up being on one of the biggest stations in the history of you know, at that particular time, KMPC, with all those superstars who were on the air. My big concern when I got there was, I hope I can keep up with these guys.
Yeah, back in the day, I mean, literally, the top radio stations would have like an all-star lineup of these heavyweight talent.
Well, that was definitely one of them. That was Gary Owens and just just a whole bunch of people. Jim Lang, Wink Martindale, and all these guys, big name people. You know,
and a lot of these people unfortunately aren't around anymore. I mean,
a lot of them are dead.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, these are the heavyweights of the industry. These are the people. I was just reading some story somewhere, and it's kind of a sad thing, but I guess. For those of you out in the Southern California area, you'll probably remember it. I think the station was KFWB.
Yep.
And I think they're down to just one single, they had a legendary staff of these, what they called jocks.
Yes,
the odd air staff.
Yes, they did.
And I believe I read correct when it said that there's only one of their on-air personalities that still remains alive. That is still alive.
Correct.
It's still alive today. So it's like, I don't know what there is to be said other than appreciate the talent, appreciate the people that you're exposed to while they're on the air, because you never know when it might be the last time you listen to them.
Well, first of all, the radio doesn't have those kinds of people anymore, and haven't had for quite some time. That's kind of a shame. But I don't know. I guess I think you even alluded to it before we went on the air. You said it's management. Management makes those kind of choices to bring in the type of people that they bring in. They do, and back in the time when I was lucky enough to be around general managers and program directors who were smart enough to figure out that, okay, this is somebody you leave alone. Not everyone was left alone, but those of us who were left alone, we were very, very fortunate to have worked for those people, and I'm one of them. And you were able to do work that to this day sets you apart from the others at the field. I mean, you did stuff that people remember, that people kind of people look at with a certain degree of fondness that you just can't find anymore, and then people kind of refer to those kind of, I hate to say that, as the good old days, or days that aren't here anymore. But well, I had the good fortune of just here in Los Angeles working with Gary Owens, Robert W. Morgan, Charlie Tuna, Rick Dees, and I could go on and on. Go on. Your name, it's like the Hall of Fame, the Radio Hall of Fame. Well, you were there. I just got hooked up with those people. Oh, you didn't get hooked up. You were part of it, Scott. Hey, it's the PM Show. I'm Paul Stern. We got Scott St. James. We got Tomas on the other side of the glass, keeping everything 4x4. We'll be back right after this.
CRN travelers, relax at the beautiful Fountain Grove Inn and Conference Center in Santa Rosa, California. Come to quality and come to luxury. Experience the newly renovated guest rooms. They're generously sized and they're decorated in the Tuscan tradition. They have great, incredible pillow-top mattresses, luxurious linens, and down-filled comforters. The Fountain Grove Inn also offers complimentary Wi-Fi and internet access. There's warm cookies and coffee every evening in the hotel lobby, and you can visit the newly remodeled Equus Restaurant and Equus Lounge with its new wine bar. It's the ideal place to relax and enjoy a glass of wine and watch our What's Cooking on Wine show on CRN with host Larry Van Alst on Wednesdays. It's the Fountain Grove Inn, Hotel, and Conference Center located in the heart of Sonoma wine country. It's easily located in Santa Rosa off the 101 Fountain Grove Parkway exit. Call 707-578-6101. That's 707-578-6101 or visit fountaingroveinn.com.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or owe the IRS or state more than $10,000? If you don't take action now, your tax problem is going to get worse. Much worse. Seizure of property, bank levies, wage garnishments, and potential criminal prosecution. And if you owe the IRS back payroll taxes, chances are you will be visited at your home or business by an IRS agent. Don't become paralyzed by fear. Take action now. Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield for help. Our team of experienced tax attorneys can get you protected, stop collections, and negotiate a permanent settlement with the IRS and state, potentially saving you thousands of dollars. At U.S. Tax Shield, our tax advisors will review your case for free, inform you of your rights, and give you a guaranteed quote. No games and no tricky upsells. That's why we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Put an end to your torment. Get protected. Get the Shield. Call U.S. Tax Shield now at 800-211-8753. That's 800-211-8753. 800-211-8753.
Your parents spent their whole lives looking out for you, but now the roles have reversed. More than 30 million Americans care for an aging parent. But if you're one of them, it's easy to feel like you're in it alone. Navigating programs like Medicare can be confusing. But CaregiverAction.org and MedicareMadeClear.com/caregiver can connect you to resources that can help you help your loved one. Make caring for your loved one a bit easier and learn more about Medicare today.
Hello, this is Scott for Scott's Tough Builder Lawn Food. Lads, your lawn is a living, breathing thing, and right now it's hungry, famished even. So it's up to you to feed it, and feed it today with Scott's Tough Builder Lawn Food. A prompt feeding now in early spring and another in late spring strengthens and helps protect your lawn from future problems. Learn more at scotts.com. Go on, put down some Scott's Tough Builder Lawn Food this weekend. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
Man, I'm telling you, the things that you learned during the commercial breaks. I just said, you didn't ever work, you didn't cross. I said, hey, Scott, you didn't ever cross paths with the Wolfman, did you, Wolfman Jack? And oh, man. Well, yeah, Scott did cross paths with the Wolfman, and he had to have been one of, I mean, when you talk about legendary figures in this, in this industry, people that if it wasn't for the Wolfman Jack, who knows what the industry would have ever have been. I mean, he was a real personality.
The last time that I saw him was he came in on a radio show that Charlie Tuna and I were doing here, and he was just he was just Wolfman. You know, he showed up and was great. We loved having him, and it was a few days later he died. It's just that, but I've often thought of it. Well, he died with his boots on, I'll tell you that, because he was terrific that day he was on with us. He never stopped.
He was a very interesting personality in the sense that, wasn't he kind of almost like a free agent in the sense that, you know, when you signed up the Wolfman, you got he
did what he wanted to do.
Yeah, you're getting a package that you really don't have that much control over.
No, you don't.
You're buying into the Wolfman, and it's a big buy. I can imagine that the checks that came out that were given to the Wolfman weren't small.
You don't mess around with people like that. People didn't mess around with Robert W. Morgan, who I had the pleasure of working with. They didn't mess around with Rick Dees. They didn't. They didn't. And I could name some others. Jack Buck, when I was with him, nobody messed with him.
Even Don Imus.
Don Imus, same thing.
You know, I mean, you're not going to get too very far if you go kind of just don't approach him in the proper manner. It's not going to work out.
Yeah, it's just a whole different deal now, though. But
nowadays, everybody's so desperate. Everybody's so desperate to have the job that they don't dare say anything that's going to rub anybody the wrong way.
Well, first of all, they're not encouraged to do anything. They just show up and and leave and all the rest of that stuff, and don't do anything that we have to think about. And so just get in and read a few things on a piece of paper and all the rest of it. The rest of these people that we're talking about were tremendously talented people. They don't exist anymore. There are some, but not very many.
They go do something else. They go do something else where they could probably make more money or to get more freedom to do what they want, because they know that if they do what they do, it's going to come.
Yep.
That you don't mess with greatness.
Yeah, well, it's in most cases you're not given the room to find out. You're just not, and I'm only going by what people tell me. I don't do any of that anymore, and I haven't for some time, because my focus now is I try to do small roles in films and television shows and that kind of stuff, and also commercials and things like that.
What are you looking for the roles? I mean, you're kind of what type of what kind of a part kind of gets your attention?
I'm like most people. I'll try anything. So it's not my call anyway. So it's the call of the producer. It's the call of the director, and the competition is ferocious. And you have to be lucky, and I've been lucky. I've also been turned down, but we all have. Because you don't get booked all the time. It's just, but you just keep going. And I keep going. So that's all you can do. You just keep pumping, keep pumping. And
it's like the life of a working actor.
More times than not, it's going to be quite a while in between shows.
Of course, we have the pleasure to hear it at CRN Digital Talk. We get to, again, we refer to him time and time again, because you can't help but refer to him. When you get to kind of watch a Robert Conrad who kind of, certainly he deserves everything that he gets, but he's somebody that, he can do it. It's like there's not a whole lot of tryout that he has to fulfill for him to prove himself.
Well, he had a wonderful acting career. He really did, and and the only thing that slowed him down was that terrible accident. Because he'd still be doing stuff now if it hadn't been for that accident. I mean, he's doing stuff here because he's working here. But as far as doing the other things that he was doing, well, that's just something that's just not happening right now. And
I think it would be more physically challenging.
Yeah,
I mean, he's able. You can come in, you can do a radio show, and God bless radio, because there's so much of importance to be said. There's so much that you can do just by communicating with people, through the airwaves, that it really is. It's enough in itself. But what Robert Conrad, of course, he's extremely talented. I often will catch an interview from time to time. It's a repeated interview with Tony Curtis, and Tony Curtis says, "I was just a good-looking guy. I didn't know anything about acting. They sent me to Hollywood, and it just took off." But Robert Conrad, he actually can act. He knows how to do all that kind of stuff. He can address the camera, address the co-star, and pull it all off.
I knew a lot of guys who wanted to be Robert Conrad. I mean, that's just the kind of thing that he gave you. I mean, you know, it's just the way that he did it. He was considered to be uber cool. You know, and that lasted for a long time. And again, it was that doggone accident that just stopped all of that stuff. But brother, what a career he had! Wow.
What is it? The Hawaiian Eye that he did, the Wild Wild West.
Well, the Wild Wild West is what really got to people. But all, the ones that preceded it too, though, he was Mr. Cool.
The movies. He was almost like James Bond. In fact, I think he even did a part that was almost James Bond-esque. He had that quality.
But also, he was a tough guy.
Very tough guy.
And it was a big mistake if you thought that he wasn't.
Are there people that, I mean, I guess Bob he'd probably tell me in 2 seconds. I guess there probably weren't because, you know, he's never was one to back down from any type of a challenge.
Of course, this was all when he was younger. Because nobody does that when they get old. But it's just, but you know, the word got out. Don't mess with him.
he had a reputation
he did.
You know, that preceded, but that people knew kind of had to be on their best behavior, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well you know
he's one of my all-time favorite people. I had the pleasure of running around him for a while and really enjoyed it.
Well,
really
Robert Conrad's the real deal. Yeah. He's not going to mince words.
Yeah.
He's not going to put on any false airs or pretenses.
No, he won't.
No, he certainly.
No, he will not.
It's not in the old vocabulary there to kind of. Not shoot straight, and he does it, and he does. That's why I think that's why he's so successful here on the program. The audience knows that when they talk to Robert Conrad, they're not going to get what they called a BS answer.
That's true.
Spring flooring season is here at Lumber Liquidators. Get hardwood flooring looks on sale. This week, get 40% off hot gray styles with Delaware Bay driftwood laminate. Don't pay $2.49 at other stores. We've got it for $1 less. Or get the look of distressed hardwood with Mill River walnut. It's also 40% off. Plus, deals on 400 styles of hardwood, bamboo, and more from 49 cents. And 18-month special financing. The look and style of hardwood is on sale now. Visit LumberLiquidators.com to find a store near you.
What's the secret to great business trips? Choice Hotels, where you'll find everything a business traveler needs, like a generous rewards program. And right now, choose Choice twice for 2 separate trips and get a night at no price. Stay for business at Choice Hotels and book now at choicehotels.com. Great endings begin here. Free night based on an 8,000-point Choice Privileges Reward night at over 1,500 hotels. Valid 2/19/15 through 4/22/15. Requires registration and 2 separate qualifying stays. Other terms and conditions apply. Details at choicehotels.com.
Homeowners, now is the season to be thinking about your roof, because all it takes is one storm to turn a small roof problem into a major leak. If it's time for a new roof, call Sears at 888-465-9720. You can save $500 if you call right now. Sears licensed fully insured contractors can get your roofing job done right. Just call 888-465-9720. Sears has a variety of shingles and styles that are built for long-lasting performance, and you'll save $500 if you call now. So call Sears for a free in-home consultation at 888-465-9720. Hurry, offer ends soon. Not available in all areas. Installation provided by Sears authorized licensed contractors. License information available upon request. That's Sears Roofing. Call right now and save $500. Call 888-465-9720. 888-465-9720. Call Sears now and get that roof repaired. Call 888-465-9720.
Welcome back, everybody, to the PM Show. Michael Horn on assignment. I'm Paul Stern. Scott St. James in studio. Got Tomas on the other side of the glass. I'm almost about to say, where are we going from here, man? We have had a blockbuster program thus far, uncovering things that I don't think that we ever even dreamt we were going to get on into. And I mean, at the start of the show, I mean, it's just kind of a free-form discussion on just things that are kind of interest to us. Hate to kind of be selfish, but it's kind of one of those things that you kind of do from time to time.
Well, I think that it's of interest to a lot of people, a lot of our listeners out there, because the fact you're getting an insider's look at radio and film and maybe a little bit of television from someone that has been around it and, you know, has been blessed to know certain people such as Robert Conrad,
Yeah, and of course Scott St. James with his stories. I mean, all the people that you've had the pleasure of working with. Again, I think we all had a time and a place maybe in our lives if we're fortunate enough to work with people that were great. I mean, because when you get around people that are great, obviously it's kind of in a sense it gives your own credibility a boost because, hey, if I wasn't pretty good myself, I wouldn't be around these people that I know are great. So I think that, even if you're one not to boast or brag, I think it speaks for itself.
Well, you don't really have to, because the fact that you got a situation where if you're around royalty, you're around greatness, you're around people who are funny, it brings out those qualities in you that you may not have even realized that you had.
No doubt about it. I mean, Rick Dees. I mean, that is a Hall of Fame broadcaster, if there ever was one. Probably wrote the book on the Hall of Fame. If it wasn't for Rick Dees, I mean, there wouldn't be a lot of things that we've kind of come to kind of know and expect.
A couple of things about Rick Dees. First of all, he was the first $1 million guy. It's first one. For first radio broadcaster to ever make $1 million a year, and he made more than that. But we recently, we being the group that holds all sorts of festivity things that I'm a part of, and we did a big thing for him a few weeks ago, and I had the pleasure of being the lead speaker. And because of the work that I did with Rick and how great Rick was to me, he made me a producer on his television show. He had me doing stuff in his place. He had me as a war correspondent when we had the thing in Iraq, and all kinds of stuff. And so the reason I was the lead speaker is because I had all those experiences with Rick, and so I told those stories in my speech, and it was just an honor for me to be able to tell these great stories about this guy. And I also slipped in something else, and that is the fact that after being there for more than 20 years, he was replaced by Ryan Seacrest, and I pointed out that, and I gave the numbers, that the ratings numbers and the money that they're making is less than 50% of what was made when Rick was there. So
why is that the case? And did you any idea? I mean, obviously it's a fact.
Because he was better. That's why.
Thank you.
Rick Dees was an institution. He was able to kind of relate. He had an audience and a following that probably will not be achieved by anybody else.
Less than 50% as far as ratings go. Less than 50% as far as money being generated.
And he was the originator of a format that, again, nobody can just pick up where he left off.
But just to be fair about Ryan makes so much money as a businessman, it doesn't matter. It does not matter.
No, one day he'll probably give up the radio show.
If he got let go by KISS, he wouldn't care. Because he is a great businessman. He really is. But as far as being a disc jockey, the likes of Rick doesn't even come close.
You know, if I may say, I know from my experience with Rick Dees, he was the one that was able to transition from AM here in Southern California, KHJ, to KKDJ, which became KISS FM. He was the one that really brought the audience from AM to FM and just blew that station up to the point that every major town has a KISS FM.
Well, as a music personality, a music jock, he did make that transition right at I would say the best time for him. I mean, at a time when the KHJ signal was kind of decreasing in popularity, or at least the audience was changing.
Well, they were all gone anyway, as far as the major guys were, and plus they had become a country station.
They had become a country station too.
And so, that thing was over with. As far as what KHJ was, King Kong. During
it was no
time.
Longer Drake Shadal. That was history.
Right. But when Tomas is right, when he got in there, and again, here's another case of he was allowed to do what he wanted to do, and then did it. And he had a general manager that was that way, and a general manager who I knew in St. Louis before I came out here.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So general managers don't necessarily kind of grow on trees either.
No, they don't. They don't. And and he was smart enough to know, leave him alone. Leave him alone. And then, and what he did, and then new suits came in, took him out, and now we're seeing the results. That's all.
You heard it from Scott St. James. I'm Paul Stern. Michael Horn out on assignment. Tomas on the other side of the glass, keeping everything 4x4. We're going to come back with the final segment here at the PM show right after this.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Minetti, and many of you out there suffer from skin problems. Well, I've been telling you for months how to solve that problem. It's called Herpanicin. It's the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out. It gets rid of all kinds of acne on your back, your neck, your face, so you can feel and you could look like a movie star. Herpanicin is a natural supplement. It was created by Dr. Wayne Diamond and his staff, and trust me, this really works. I've been on these supplements for over a year now and never had a problem. There is no reason in the world to wake up and be afraid to look in the mirror. You trust Larry. Just try it. Call 888-467-4200. 888-467-4200.
It's called the dose response curve. The greater the trauma, its frequency and duration, the more likely a person will get post-traumatic stress syndrome. David Morris.
So if you have 5 people in a Humvee, 2 get it, 3 don't, it's likely that the 2 that did get it were the ones that were closer to the explosion and or felt the most threatened.
Morris served 3 tours in Iraq. He says the atrocities one sees close up can bring on PTSD. Pilots are less likely to suffer, ground troops and trained marksmen more vulnerable.
And that's one of the factors at play with snipers and with Chris Kyle. The snipers are sort of unusual in the sense that they're some of the few troops that will actually see with no ambiguity, I just killed another human being.
David Morris chronicles his own struggle with PTSD, the causes and history, and details treatments that offer healing and hope. The book is The Evil Hours, a biography of post-traumatic stress. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP. I'm Aileen Ellis.
Have you ever considered adding a home security system but thought it would be too expensive? Here's the good news. There's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home, valuables, and your loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Here's even better news. Your new system, worth $850, is free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and purchase monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Get the peace of mind that comes with owning an ADT monitored system, plus a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home. Call now, 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Welcome back, everybody, to the PM Show. Boy, we have had a wonderful show today on this weekend edition of the PM Show. Scott St. James just sharing a wealth of experience with us. And doesn't get any better than that. I mean, again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, just during the commercial breaks, you just throw out a name and Scott just starts talking and it's just good stuff. I mean, Gene Autry, I mean, he talked about, sometimes people love to throw stones at the boss, but it's nice when you hear some guy say that you had nothing but admiration and respect for the man. In fact, you got along well.
I had the pleasure of not only having been hired by Gene, But I put together a 7-hour radio special about him that ran coast to coast and everything else. And of course, needless to say, he liked it. But and that certainly didn't hurt my relationship with him. But I used to sit in the box with him, the private box, the Angels games, and the only reason was because we both loved baseball. I mean, plus we both drank a lot.
Was he?
Oh yeah, he did.
He enjoyed his.
But then so did I. And but both of us were smart enough not to be doing it when we're supposed to be working. And I was that way, and he was too. And so I never saw him drinking while he was working.
Well, he was all business when it came down to making those kind of decisions that he made.
But other than that, I mean, you know, he loved to have the good times. And I actually worked for him for 3 times, and the third time to me is one of my favorite stories. I was doing stuff over at KRLA, and I was being offered the afternoon job over there because the afternoon guy was leaving. And I was going to take the job, and all of a sudden I got a call from the then general manager of KMPC, who said, "Hey, Scott, we'd like to have you come back," and everything else. And so blah, blah, listen, well, I was going to be for a lot more money. And so that said, okay. When I showed up, he told me the real story. And the real story was this, that when he was first told that to get me, he said, "I can't." He was talking to Gene's wife. He said, "Jackie, I don't have any room for her." "Well, just call him and do that." "Jackie, I don't have any room for her." Well, we like him. "I like him too, Jackie, but I don't have any room for him." Pause, and this was Bill Ward telling
Bill Ward, legendary figure over at KMPC,
right? And telling Jackie, Jackie, blah 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 blah, and then Jackie's final thing to him said, "Bill, it's a cowboy thing."
There you go. The
and that ended it. And I was back working with KMPC the next day. And, you know, it's just stuff like that doesn't happen very often, my friend.
I guess somebody had to leave. I guess. I mean, you don't like to look at it that way, but
I have no idea.
You didn't get involved in that.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't have any because I didn't know anything.
It's a cowboy thing.
I didn't know anything about any of that stuff until later, and then I got told that story.
Oh, so you?
But Bill Ward understood when Jackie said it's a cowboy thing. That means this is coming from the cowboy. Make room for this guy. And so, you know, I was very fortunate. Very fortunate.
And I kind of have to try to find out why Bill was so slow on the go there. What was he? What was he thinking? I mean, come on, Scott St. James is available, and
it wasn't. It wasn't that. He just figured there was no room until he was told we got room because Gene says so.
When Gene said there's room, there's room.
There's room. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe somebody didn't even have to go.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
Probably not. There you go, boy. I'm telling you, boy. I feel like going and watching some Gene Autry films, like some shorts or something, with Smiley Burnett.
One of the all-time great people,
Pat Buttram. You probably knew Pat. Oh, yeah, he was
absolutely.
around. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. He was part of that whole group.
Yeah, that's all hanging around KMPC.
Johnny Grant,
another one.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. We could go on and on.
Oh, boy. Well, we'll do it again sometime.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Scott St. James.
Looking forward to it.
Hey, Scott St. James sharing some of those great stories with us, man. I'm telling you. What a valuable and enlightening experience it is. Tomas, thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. And, Scott, he's one of those radio legends.
Well, there you go. Radio legend there.
Well, I'm glad you were able to participate, Tomas. You brought in some good stuff, partner.
All good stuff. Hey, stick around for some more good stuff right after this, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Around the CRN studios, we pride ourselves on being the station of every situation. You can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.com. But with TuneIn Radio, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher, you can listen to the latest editions of our programs, like The PM Show,